Diana Ross celebrates 75th birthday with a concert and documentary as celeb pals pay tribute to the star, ignoring the controversy over her recent support of the late Michael Jackson. The legendary Diana Ross celebrated her 75th birthday with 3 pre-planned events on Tuesday. Hooray, choosing love and life. 75 is a good number. I'd like to continue feeling good like this forever. Love, appreciation to all, the Detroit-born pop icon who boasts 2.1 million followers tweeted. Evocation, often, I thank the world, I thank the source, I thank the universe for my time here. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you life and love, you are incredible. The twice-divorced grandmother of 5 has had a phenomenal career dating back to the 1960s when she fronted Motown girl group The Supremes, inducted to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1988. Diana, who's sold over 100 million records, has won a Grammy, a Golden Globe, Kennedy Center Honors, and the Presidential Medal of Freedom. On Tuesday night, Ross will celebrate her milestone with family and friends on stage the Hollywood Palladium for a once-in-a-lifetime concert. 700 U.S. theaters will screen a new 2-hour documentary, Diana Ross: Her Life, Love and Legacy, featuring never-before-seen footage from her 1983 Central Park concert this Tuesday and Thursday. Diana Ross was born at the Hutzel Women's Hospital in Detroit on March 26, 1944. She was the second eldest child for Ernestine Ney Moten, January 27, 1916, October 9, 1984, and Fred Ross Sr., July 4, 1920, November 21, 2007. Ross's older sister is American physician Barbara Ross Lee. According to Ross, her mother actually named her Diane, but a clerical error resulted in her name being recorded as Diana on her birth certificate. She was listed as Diane during the first Supremes records, and she introduced herself as Diane until early in the group's heyday. Her friends and family still call her Diane. Ross's grandfather, John E. Ross, a native of Gloucester County, Virginia, was born to Washington Ross and Virginia Baytop. Virginia Baytop's mother, Frances "Frankie" Baytop, was a former slave who had become a midwife after the Civil War. Ross and her family originally lived on Belmont Road in the North End section of Detroit, near Highland Park, Michigan, where her neighbor was Smokey Robinson. When Ross was 7, her mother contracted tuberculosis, causing her to become seriously ill. Ross's father moved with his children to live with relatives in Bessemer, Alabama. After her mother recovered, her family moved back to Detroit. On her 14th birthday in 1958, her family relocated to the working-class Brewster Douglas housing projects, settling at St. Antoine Street. Attending Cass Technical High School, a 4-year college and preparatory magnet school, in downtown Detroit, Ross began taking classes including clothing design, millinery, pattern making, and tailoring, as she had aspired to become a fashion designer. Ross also worked at Hudson's department store, where it has been claimed in biographies she was the first black employee allowed outside the kitchen. For extra income, she provided hairdressing services for her neighbors. Ross graduated from Cass Tech in January 1962. At 15, Ross joined the Primettes, a sister group of a male vocal group called the Primes, after being brought to the attention of music manager Milton Jenkins by Primes member Paul Williams. Along with Ross, the other members included Florence Ballard, the first group member hired by Jenkins, Mary Wilson, and Betty McGlown. Following a talent competition win in Windsor, Ontario, in 1960, the Primettes were invited to audition for Motown Records. Ballard, allegedly, declined the offer, due to unsavory rumors of the unscrupulous business practices of Motown's founder, Berry Gordy. Later, following local success via live performances at sock hops, etc., Ross approached former neighbor and rumored childhood former boyfriend, William "Smokey" Robinson, who insisted that the group audition for him first. In October 1981, Ross released her first RCA album, Why Do Fools Fall in Love? The album sold over 1 million copies and featured hit singles such as her remake of the classic hit of the same name and Mirror Mirror. Shortly thereafter, Ross established her production company, named Anade Productions, Diana spelled backwards, and also began investing in real estate and touring extensively in the United States and abroad. Before the release of Why Do Fools Fall in Love, Ross hosted her first TV special in 4 years, Diana. Directed by Steve Binder, the concert portions of the special were filmed at Inglewood, California's 17,500-seat The Forum Indoor Stadium and featured performances by Michael Jackson, Muhammad Ali, Dallas actor Larry Hagman, music impresario Quincy Jones and members of the Joffrey Ballet. In early 1982, Ross sang the Star-Spangled Banner at Super Bowl XVI and appeared on the dance show Soul Train. The program devoted a full episode to her, and Ross performed several songs from the Why Do Fools Fall in Love album. In 1982, she followed up the success of Why Do Fools Fall in Love with Silk Electric, which featured the Michael Jackson written and produced Muscles, resulting in another top 10 success for Ross. The album eventually went gold on the strength of that song. In 1983, Ross ventured further out of her earlier soul-based sound for a more pop-rock-oriented sound following the release of the Ross album. Her daughter Tracy with ex-husband Robert Ellis Silberstein led the celebrity tributes to the Oscar-nominate actress in the form of a charity shirt featuring the phrase, "I'm gonna win." Tuesday night's event in Detroit also included a specially videotaped message by Rhonda Ross, her daughter with Gordy and a member of the Motown Museum Board. Diana Ross, Her Life, Love and Legacy screens again on Thursday night at theaters around the country, featuring previously unseen footage and new interviews with Ross children. Rita Ross told Billboard that after all these years she's still awed by her older sister's accomplishments but still views her as just part of the family. "I don't see her in the same light as everybody else," Ross noted. "I see her just as my big sister." Ross added that she expects Diana, who will perform a year-long series of Golden Jubilee concerts this year, to continue singing forever. Phenomenal Woman recreated a T-shirt Diana had donned playing tennis in the 70s, and they're selling the $35 top, with proceeds benefiting the Black women's political group, Higher Heights. In 1982, she followed up the success of Why Do Fools Fall in Love with Silk Electric, which featured the Michael Jackson written and produced Muscles, resulting in another top 10 success for Ross. The album eventually went gold on the strength of that song. In 1983, Ross ventured further out of her earlier soul-based sound for a more pop-rock-oriented sound following the release of the Ross album. The Motown Museum's Paul Barker said that Diana Ross is one of the more frequent visitors among the label's alumni, stopping in when she's on tour or visiting Detroit, often bringing an entourage of musicians and others with her. "She wants them all to see where she got her start," Barker explained, adding that Ross tends to visit with no special treatment. "She'll be there with the other visitors. One of my favorite stories to tell is when a visitor asked her if she was Diana Ross and she said she was, and they laughed at her and walked away." Boomerang and the Kai creator Lena Waithe also celebrated Ms. Ross alongside Good Morning America anchor Robin Roberts. Star Trek Discovery actress Sonequa Martin Green paired her top with skinny jeans, while Claws star Niecy Nash opted for camouflage pants. Also sporting the charity shirt in honor of Diamond Diana were R&B songstress MYA and the Real Housewives of Atlanta star Cynthia Bailey. RuPaul's Drag Race host RuPaul Charles tweeted he met his childhood idol in Paris while boarding the Concorde, and he pointed out how she's landed on top of the US Billboard pop charts 18 times. Diana Ross performs on stage during the 61st Annual Grammy Awards at Staples Center on February 10, 2019 in Los Angeles. Diana Ross may have been celebrating her 75th birthday at home in Los Angeles on Tuesday night. But they were partying in her hometown of Detroit as well. The Motown Museum, situated in Berry Gordy Jr.'s original Hitsville, USA headquarters, used the evening's Imagine Theater screening of Diana Ross, Her Life, Love and Legacy, a new documentary about the singer's famed 1983 concerts in New York's Central Park, as a special event to celebrate the occasion. Patrons in the sold-out theater in the Detroit suburb of Royal Oak were serenaded by the local Prism Men's Chorus, which sang her hit Reach Out and Touch Somebody's Hand, as well as Happy Birthday. Rita Ross told Billboard that after all these years she's still awed by her older sister's accomplishments but still views her as just part of the family. "I don't see her in the same light as everybody else," Ross noted. "I see her just as my big sister." Ross added that she expects Diana, who will perform a year-long series of Golden Jubilee concerts this year, to continue singing forever. "Our grandfather was 107 when he died, and he was still preaching. She has said she will perform forever. I don't know what would stop her." Diana's daughter Rhonda Ross Kendrick with Motown founder Berry Gordy serenaded her with a special song and montage of family snaps. And Ross' daughter Chudna with ex-husband, music exec Robert Ellis Silberstein, Insta-storied AB&W birthday snap. Know how Diana Ross celebrated her 75th birthday with 3 pre-planned events on Tuesday here. Share your thoughts about this in the comment box. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more related videos.